I've had my Tesla Model Y Juniper for 6 months now, and it's time again to run this battery health test that's built into the system. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. But before I do, let me give you some information about how I've been charging my battery and the results that I've been seeing. I never charged above 75%, and I typically would run it down to somewhere between 35 and 50% and then recharge that battery back up overnight. That way I would have 75%, or what I call a full battery, ready to go first thing in the morning. So that's all I've been doing, is just charging to 75% once or twice a day. I do a lot of driving, so I have 26,000 kilometers on my car right now, which works out to about 16,000 miles. And I will, again, typically go out, drive around for a while, and then charge it back up at a supercharger. And then when I get home, I will charge it overnight back up. So the ratio of charging my car AC to DC, let's go ahead and look at that. So AC charging, I've done 2,588 kilowatt hours. That's quite a bit. But DC charging, I've actually gone higher than that. I'm at 2,888 kilowatt hours. So I'm definitely above 50% of my charging is done at a supercharger. Now, I do track my battery health with Teslafy, and so I'll put up a chart right here, and you can see that it's telling us that I have not lost anything to degradation at all. And the bottom line is the average of all the cars that are similar to mine that Teslafy is also tracking. So I don't know how accurate that is, and I was going to run this test in a year, but I figured let's do it at 6 months and see where it's at and see if it drops down, because I have a feeling that after I run this test, I'm going to see it drop down to what it really is, because I'm not sure that the Tesla BMS is providing accurate information. Because I am not charging it up to a high state of charge, I would say above 90%. So let's go ahead. We'll take a quick look at the stats that I had previously and the stats that I'm sitting at currently, and then let's go ahead and run that test. So I always like to include these stats here. This is the dashboard, so I've set up a few of the stats, and I'll be using these on every test that I do. So you can see that my battery initially came with 84.2 nominal when new kilowatt hours. Currently it's showing 82.1. On my first test 6 months ago, it was showing 82.2, and at the end of the test it was showing 82.8, and that was 525 kilometers of range. The nominal capacity, that's just going to be what's left in the battery, so not too concerned on that one. The next one is the buffer, so that buffer is still the same, 3.7. The cell imbalance is 12. So on my last test, it started at 10 and it ended with 16 at the end of the test. And then the degradation, 2.47. I'm just not going to look at that. I believe it's inaccurate information, because on my last test, at the end of the test, it was showing 1.33 degradation, but I only lost, according to the system, only 1 kilometer. And so where I was getting the stats on the charging, you can see right there, my charging stats are 2,588. That's my AC charging, and 2,887.6 or 888 of DC fast charging. So I'm definitely charging quite a bit on the DC fast charging. The last time I ran this test was on the 24th of November, 2025. And the result, it doesn't show here, but my result was 100%. It was the first time, and I've never done that before, which was run the test just when I purchase a car. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll get into running the test. and we'll see where it's at. You can see right now I'm sitting at 15% or 49 miles. Okay, and let's go ahead. We'll take a look here. If we go into software, you can see right here 16,469 miles. I'm sitting on software version 2026.2.9.2, and my full self-driving is 14.2.2.5. There are new releases. I just haven't been fortunate enough to get it, but let's go ahead and put in the kilometers. So we'll have that as well. Kilometers, back to software. And you can see we're at 26,505. So let's go ahead, let's run this test. It's gonna take a few hours. I'm sitting at 15%, so it is just about 2 p.m. The last time I ran this ran about 14 hours. So it's going to be similar to that, maybe a little bit longer, because I did start at a very low rate of state of charge. I was only at 3%. So this time I'm starting at 15%. So it's going to have to burn off some energy, and it will go from there. So let's go ahead. I'll show you where to start. Go to service. Anybody can run this. You just need to have the time to do it. So battery health test is right there. And so it's telling me my battery is healthy as of the last test, which was November 24th, 2025. I did purchase my car on the 10th of November, so I didn't get to it right away. I did have about 525 miles on my car. Let's go ahead and we'll just see what this is. So your battery health energy retention is within the expected range based on age and mileage. So that's what it's going to say every time. And then all you have to do is click on battery health test. And so before you begin, the vehicle must be in park. We are. The battery level must be below 20%. We're at 15. The battery is connected to the internet. I've got Wi-Fi in my house. It's connected. There are no pending software updates. So we're okay there. There's no battery or thermal alerts. So there's nothing telling us within the notifications that there's a problem with the battery. The vehicle is connected to an AC charging station. I have a 40 amp charger, so this will charge fairly quick. And so the AC charger equipment must be able to provide 5 kilowatts of power. I think I get 6 or 7, I can't remember. It's more than enough. I can bring it down to 30% and plug it in, and it'll be definitely charged well before I need it the next day. So it's saying here your vehicle must remain connected to the AC charging station for up to 20 hours. The last time it said 19 to complete the battery health test. Tesla recommends using a Tesla wall connector or mobile connector. During the test, your vehicle will discharge to 0 to 10% before recharging to 100%. So what it's going to do is it's going to drain the battery down to a level between 10 and 0, and it will pause. It will sit here quietly doing nothing for some time, and then it will begin to start charging. And it will charge all the way up to 100%, and then it will pause, and then it will send a notification to my Tesla app on my cell phone, and it will also display on the screen the results of the test. So there's nothing else to do other than hit the start. But before we do, if you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments below. Really want to see if other people have run this test yet on their 26 Model Y Juniper, and what kind of results are they getting. So if you could put how many kilometers you have, how long you've had it, and the final result. And I will put that information in my first comment. Well, there you go. That's all there is to it. It's going to start making a ton of noise. It's going to do this for some time. And so we'll just leave this here and we'll come back to it later. We've completed the battery health test, so let's go ahead and take a look at the results. As you can see here, we're at 99% battery health, which is kind of surprising. I expected it to be a little bit less than that. I was expecting it to say 97 or 96 even. But anyway, 99, I'm very happy. You can see we've charged to 100%. So if I click on that, it says 525 kilometers. That's exactly where we were last time with a full charge. So we haven't lost anything in the past 6 months. I'm very happy with the results. Now let's go look at the results up at the top here. So you can see here the nominal full is 82.8. That's exactly what we got the last time when we completed our test. The remaining capacity 82.4. I'd have to check to see what that is, but I'm guessing it's probably the same. And then the biggest one there is the cell and balance. So I'm quite surprised that it's that high a number, because last time it was 16 millivolts. So now it's at 30s, but that's okay. And you can see again the number that I don't follow, which is the battery degradation, is sitting at 1.71. Again, it can't be that number, because if we look at this 525, the car is rated for 526. So that is not 1%. There's the result. It's 99% battery health after 6 months of ownership and 26,000 kilometers. I will not be changing any of the way that I'm charging my car. I will continue to set the limit to 75% and never go above that, and try and maintain that battery from 35 to 75%, not allowing it to go too low a charge and definitely not above 75%. And I will still continue to charge with the Supercharging network, as well as at home on my level 2, which is a 40 amp charger. We'll see what the results are in 6 months, so at the end of the year, and we'll see if I'm still maintaining a good battery health or limited degradation. I wouldn't be concerned about using superchargers. I have not seen any issues with the superchargers affecting the degradation, as you can see, but I do a couple things that I ensure that I'm charging at the optimal level. So one is I always precondition my battery to about 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. That seems a bit hot, but that's what the preconditioning does prior to arriving at a supercharger. I use the Sexy Commander, and within that app I can just press a button and start preconditioning my battery. I can actually set that limit to be 30, 40, 45, or maximum. Doesn't really matter. I have that control to do that. And I can turn it off and on at will, whereas without that application, you have to navigate to a supercharger to start that preconditioning process. So that's the one thing I do. And then the second is I don't go below 35% and I don't go above 75%. I know the recommendation is don't charge above 80. The difference between 75 and 80 is minimal in the range. So I just set it at 75 just to be more assured that I'm not overcharging, because sometime in the future Tesla may make a recommendation to lower it even lower. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.